Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy 15. We are in the markets of Lestralem, picking up more side quests. More side quests, yes. They like to hide. And I think this one here might have been one that was available the first time. I just didn't notice it and didn't pick it up.
Like that kid, Iggy?
Very positively sure.
What was he like?
Can't seem to recall.
Well, can't be too different from now.
Sounds right.
Hey there. You boys still hunting up a storm? Say, if you have time, there's more harvesting that wants doing. Head over to the farm if you're up for it. Another scorcher. Ought to pack our bags.
Yeah, this was available to pick up the first time through here, like when I first arrived in Lestralem, and there was just a bunch of different things going on. I think I just didn't see it because it was hidden by the other icons.
Cool down there.
And it's very nice if the shops are going to all reduce their prices just because Noctis helped them out. And from their dialogue, it seems like their prices were only that high because of reduced supply. Like because they couldn't get their hands on their merchandise or what they wanted to sell.
Man, that hurts.
Another headache.
Yeah, that's just going to happen from now on, I think, until I do actually progress with the main story. Now that they yeah, because supply was so low, what they did have, they sold for higher prices. But now that supply has been restored, they can lower the prices again, so it just seems like everyone in the town benefits from Noctis having done this quest, rather than he gets a special discount for helping out the shop owners.
Oh hey, it's you. Hey, got another favor to ask whenever you can manage. Thanks in advance.
Spear corns. They're corns that come from Spira. That's still the wrong button. So now I have Wild About Onions, which is level 12, and Tailspin, which is down there in an area I haven't been to yet, so we will ignore that completely. This, on the other hand, we could fast travel to and do. Van Interrupted we will also forget about. The Perfect Landscape. You can do that. So we'll do the Perfect Landscape and Wild Onions. And while we're in the area, I do want to go by the campgrounds because I haven't rested there, and it would be nice to just see if there is or isn't a tour. I'm gonna head back to the car now. And I really wish that you could run through the cities just to make it a little bit easier to cover ground. Like so. And I guess I should also top up my chocobo rental if I can find where the meter went. Behind me, of course. Well, I can't be bothered then in that case. Like, I was going to do it, but not if I have to climb stairs. Fast travel here just to speed up our journey a little bit more. And I've also got to start making sure that I rest at every motel and caravan that I come to, like every town, even if I don't need the XP, even if it's still daytime.
Bad weather.
It'd be nice to go underground.
since I feel sorry for Noct, I will put his jacket on. I don't know why this is a thing. Oh, I thought I selected jacket, but I guess I didn't.
Huh.
There is a term for
Easy
it.
now.
Like this idea of what looks right or seems right. That even if the mechanics don't strictly call for wearing a certain piece of armor or a certain piece of clothing, like there's nothing in the game that suggests, what is that? What is that?
Thanks for the ride.
Have I fought one before? I might have fought one before. I'm going to fight it again now though. And it resists. Okay, it doesn't resist fire. It's weak to thunder, but it still takes damage from fire.
Want some?
Chocobo.
You ready?
Get out!
I'm not dealing a whole lot of damage here.
Getting by.
And now there are two of them.
Toka killed.
Duly noted.
Okay, since I'm not doing that much damage, I'm going to switch Ignis's technique over to enhancement. Just hopefully give my weapon a little bit more damage. I'm struggling to unlock from this target and lock back onto the one I want.
Back me up!
Uh-huh. Don't mind if I do. Iggy, look out.
Affirmative.
Why didn't I dodge that one? I had L1 held down.
Coming up! Nice work!
This seems to do a lot more damage though than I was doing before.
Hey, Ignis, instructions.
Yeah, all of this stuff looked much cooler if there wasn't all this shrubbery getting in the way.
Eyes forward!
Oh, sorry about that.
Guys just ran straight past me. It's so rude.
Guess I just slipped up there.
Set yourself up for a fall, more like.
Oh. Ice Lance again. So many things actually do require Ice Lance. I wish I bought the Ice Lance. Oh yeah, and what magic do I have left? Yeah, I'll use one Thunderer first to free up the slot. Then go for the Gigantrode because it's probably easier to take down.
Bit off more than we can chew.
Any ideas? Anyone?
Let go of L1. A bit too early.
Much appreciated, Ignis.
I won't always be there. Let nothing stand.
Ignis!
Brilliant.
No big deal. Ah, just happy it's over.
I was talking about clothes. Yes, the term for the phenomenon is enclothed cognition. When it may not make any difference to how you play the game, whether you're in a jacket or not, but it just kind of like looks right if you wear a jacket when it rains, and if you take it off when it's hot. It changes nothing, but you're still more likely to go for the thing that looks right, because that kind of like matches in with our own internal schema and our expectations for how the world works and the way the things should be or would be. And it doesn't make a difference in the game if it's raining or not. Like, the characters don't actually get wet or cold. They don't care. They're video game characters. But it just looks strange if they are wandering around without a coat on.
Aw, thanks.
Oh, there's a blizzard one all the way down there. Okay, so I have fire, but I'm completely out of blizzard. This is good timing to come to camp. Like, it's already nighttime, or almost nighttime. Like, that came around really quickly, considering we rested at a motel in Lestalem.
Camping. Again.
Well, you got a problem
So-
with camping?
We'd only just made it morning, and already it's time to sleep. The day just goes past so fast. I wish that it could last. And look at all these things I still don't care about. Pizza's not last on the list anymore. Like, before I could just snap to it and go like straight to pizza, straight away. But now, oh, I have to scroll. Well, let's see what we have anyway. So, we have the Cooper Berry Cheesecake and the Golden Chocobo Tart we picked up from the Square Enix Cafe. Cup noodles we picked up from the Starlem. Mother and child rice bowl. Sounds interesting. Fried frontier skewer. Well, you know what, this is Noctis's favourite, so let's just go for it anyway. Only the most basic of basic greens for the chocobo though. Now I'm quite curious to see what this mother and rice bowl is going to look like. Though, thinking about it, I'm quite hungry, and looking at it, yep, that just makes me feel hungrier. It's not even a particularly high resolution picture. Oh, I had quite a lot of XP. I probably should have gone to a motel, even though I've only just been to a motel. Because then Noctis would have leveled. That is a swanky picture. Like, Prompto actually did a good job for once. And yep, Gladio looks evil.
This place really grew on me.
I know he's talking about Lestalem as a whole, but this is not a good picture to be indicative of Lestalem. Like, this picture would make a good picture. Like, oh yeah, Lestalem, that place really good. That place really grew on me.
Look at you.
Yeah, I know.
Why you gotta be so photogenic?
Don't know what that is. And bushes. Is there a tour? Is there a tour? Is there a tour? Place your bets? No, I don't think that will be. No. Oh well, we can try again in this area.
Feeling refreshed.
Well, the temp lets you stretch out a bit more.
Any plan of attack? Plow right through them?
I'll circle around.
The plan is not to attack. So it's the plan of no attack. I am really hungry now after seeing that rice bowl. I think I might have to go and make myself some rice after this. Okay, so how is it best to get up here? And there's a shiny. Get off Noctis.
Thanks for the ride.
There we go.
We'll meet again. Easy now.
Why can't chocobos just pick stuff up with their feet like they did in 10? Can I jump this? I can jump this, that makes it easier. And the thunder deposit is all the way over there. Nice. So now it's just blizzard that I need. So I guess I should still... Oh yeah, we got another flask last time. Well, not last time, but when we continue with the story. And then picking up the blizzard. I wonder what the in-game explanation for the elemental stuff is. Since in 7 you have Mako and
we are.
all of the materia was just formed from crystallized
early, isn't
Mako.
Nah, it's cool.
And these seem to be natural resources where all this magical energy is just popping up from the ground, so there is something inherent to the world. Oh yeah, and now my rice bowl was wasted. This is why I just eat pizza all the time, because you spend ingredients on something, like a boost that you have for 5 minutes, and then you lose it in favor of another one again. So yeah, there's just really no point bothering with the boosts unless you're going for a boss battle or a dungeon or something where you really want to be as strong as possible. But if you're just exploring, if you're just doing things that are relatively simple... He looks so sinister. Like, I've never seen someone look so evil just drinking a cup of coffee, and yet he manages to pull it off. Just so... No tool here either. I thought I had been to this camp, but I don't see the oh, this treasure spot, not too far away. I don't see the fire elemental thingy, and that usually means that I haven't been close enough to the camp to find the elemental thingies, but then the elemental thingies can sometimes still be pretty far away. So I'm gonna check this one too, and then this one for the same reason, and then across to the questing location.
Ready for more?
You bet.
Let's hit it.
But first, treasure spot, just in case it's something good, which it probably won't be, because they're just randomly generated items anyway.
Nice riding with you.
Slimy oil. I do not know what that is. Let's go across to there now.
Let's go.
Going back to enclothed cognition, just to have something to talk about while we chocobo places. It's kind of funny in the MMO because you can make your own character and make it completely customizable. And there are the different races, which is standard for like MMOs and fantasy, the fantasy genre in general, like not Final Fantasy, but just regular fantasy. So you have the human equivalent, the elf equivalent, the dwarf equivalent, and the ogre equivalent. And I really like playing the dwarf characters. Like, they're just so small and cute. So I prefer the way that they look. Like, it's more appealing to me. They just look so tiny and adorable. But also because it helps with the camera, because you then do have a lower point of view for the camera and it's closer to the ground, and I find it easier to see than if I'm controlling one of the taller characters. And that camera is like way up there. And any race can be any class. So you can have these cute tiny little dwarves.
Yeah.
I've made a terrible mistake. I should not have tried to go through. I should have gone around. Oh, but there's another treasure spot that we missed. Maybe it just respawned, I don't know. Go there first since I need to get back out of this area anyway. Yeah. Tiny little things with really heavy metal armor and really like shields the size of their bodies, and they will be the tank for your class. Or you can have these big lumbering ogre characters who are playing squishy mages, and they stay back out of combat and cast spells from afar.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
And you can do that because the game doesn't draw a distinction, a medal of distinction, hey, between the different classes and what they are and are not capable of. I guess I'll pick this up too.
Rock and roll!
But there's just something in our brains that finds it funny, because there's just something about it where it feels like, hey, that's not quite right. The really big ogre is cowering in the corner, and this tiny little chipmunk is taking on hordes of enemies all at once, just rushing them. And I usually do play mages anyway, so maybe it doesn't look quite so out of place for my little mages to be
The distance disappears on a rainy night.
diminutive in stature.
More or less.
But I have dabbled in melee classes as well, and it's great. I guess I can't dismount while I'm in the water. I found that before too. Right. Updating our quest objective. On to the third haven in the series.
See you, Slowpoke!
I've run out of things to talk about again. But we can just appreciate the skyline It's a very nice time of day. Like, it's all rainy and misty and grey, but there's a certain kind of wistfulness and charm to that. Like, something about it which is like still very picturesque. Because we can just enjoy the fog. I'm following the wrong marker, aren't I?
Thanks.
I got distracted by fog. Like, this is why I should just never try to talk and walk at the same time. Because if I just walk without talking, then it's boring and too quiet. But as soon as I start trying to fill the silence, I stop noticing what I'm doing and I end up going the wrong way or chasing after the wrong marker.
Thanks for the ride.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
So that's... oh yeah, of course. Don't need fire for the time being. And I can't really get rid of it until I'm ready to make a ra or a ga with the other elementals as well.
Here.
And I don't have enough of those to pull them all together. Oh, I guess I do have enough ice now. Okay, next camp I get to, when I will be full on lightning, I'll just put them all together to make some more gas.
Camping sucks when it rains.
Less whining, more working.
We've still never had a cutscene inside the tent. Like, since it's raining, we just see the outside of the tent now, and like no one is outside and nothing is happening outside. So presumably they're just all curled up inside, sleeping already. But when we rest and the weather is good, like we still see people milling around outside for a while and drinking and having a meal. And I pointed out, because that is how episode Duskai opened, actually. That was the first thing he saw when he loaded the game. It was Noctis sleeping in a tent, and Gladio being like, "Wake up, sleepyhead." And Noctis like, "Nah, I just want to go back to sleep." But yeah, even though in that game they did render the inside of the tent and showed you the characters inside it, or at least some of them being inside it, it just struck me that we haven't seen that in this game yet. We only ever see the characters hanging around outside it if the weather is good, and if not, then we just have this very lonely, from the outside looking in kind of thing going on. It's like, oh, well, I guess we're not privy to what they're doing.
It's close.
Ah, look at that glare.
Man, it's hot.
Then lose the jacket.
As if I can be bothered to do that, Gladio. I've only just changed things because it was raining. I'm not going to change things again just because it's not anymore. Oh yeah, so it was actually... was it I
Nice
needed to
ride
get,
with you.
or was it Thunder first? That was a bit random.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Why is lightning all the way over there? Right, we should be able to make some stuff with that. Let's just pull everything together and see how strong we can possibly make it, because it would be nice to be able to break 200. So, well, the problem with doing it this way is that it will cast one of the 3 spells, but you don't know which one. which is a shame. But of course, if you tone down two of the elements to then be able to control the elements, you're just going to end up with a Ra and not a Ga. Well, I want to see how far I can push it, and that seems to be the limit. Like, it can be no more than like 50% of one element, 25% of the other two, because otherwise it's just going to lose its potency. But might as well make it like this then, because I'm not going to need fire at all anytime soon. So I might as well use the fire into making a stronger Blizzara. And need to reorient myself again.
Wanna bash some heads in? You know it. Here we are.
Ooh, head bashing.
Okay, I think the chocobo.
Again?
No rest for the wicked.
I have no idea what's happening. Okay, so what am I doing? I was trying to get back to the blizzard, wasn't I?
How many times?
Enough talk. Time for some action.
It's just confusing me with all these things just going here, there, and everywhere.
You're on fire today.
Go away. Just want to harvest.
I say. Nothing to it.
And some fire, and their mole camp.
You want to make camp?
Sleeping out under the stars tonight.
Where do the chocobos sleep when it rains? Because when it has good weather and everyone's hanging around outside, we see scenes like this where everyone is kind of like cuddled up with their chocobo and it looks very cute and cozy. And then when it does rain, then we just have that view of the outside of the tent. We don't see the chocobos around at all.
I know. I dig it too.
So where do the chocobos sleep? Are we supposed to believe that they're all inside the tent? The 4 guys and 4 chocobos? Is it some kind of clown tent? Where I can just fit this amount of people in? It doesn't seem that big. Like, it doesn't even seem... There's no way that 4 people can fit in there. Like, no way. Like, I haven't actually looked at it closely before.
Thanks for the ride.
Even if you curl up into a little tiny ball. Well, maybe if everyone sleeps sitting upright, and they just each sit in one of the 4 corners, but no more than 2 people could be in that. Like 3 at the most, but...
Let's go.
That beggars belief. Definitely not chocobos. Like, there's definitely no way a chocobo is getting in there. Like, 1 chocobo and no people, maybe. But definitely not multiple chocobos, and definitely not a chocobo with people. So where do the chocobos go? Are they forced to sleep outside in the rain? That's so cruel. Or are we supposed to believe they spirited themselves away back to the chocobo ranch, even though they don't do that during good weather? And that they will just stay with us.
Hell of a view.
That's the idea, isn't it?
Ready or not?
Good. We got it. Next location.
Well, the next location is gonna be this treasure spot. I guess it was so close I didn't need to put the marker there. But the marker also helps serve not only to tell me where I'm going, but to remind me what I'm doing. And that's very important when I am just talking and I keep distracting myself and getting sidetracked. I was about to say getting side quested, which also applies, but it's not what I had intended. So that's over there. And that'll be the last thing, right? Like, we can also go back to Sid and drop off our weapons. Reliable royalty, skipping. Oh, we could do wild about onions. And skipping tailspin. Okay, so continuing to the disc. And then wild about onions. We can turn in a bunch of quests. And maybe it'll be good to stop by Sid and give him our hard-fought quail whiskers. We died for those, Sid, over and over again.
Beautiful day.
Better be worth it.
Totally.
Better make a good weapon. And I think this is also why I'm broke. Just because I need to keep buying Phoenix Downs. And in other games, there would be... like, you could use curative magic. Like, I used to always be really stingy with potions and items. Because I always prefer to use magic and use MP, which could be replenished for free, even if it was only at certain points. Or add an inn, which you would need to pay for, but they would also replenish everyone's MP and HP as well, so it's kind of a good package deal. And I would always just use MP to recover HP for free, and in that way minimize my item use to the point where I very rarely had to ever use items. And even if I did use items, I would not get through it faster than I replenished them just naturally during the game.
God damn, I forgot to harvest.
Man,
Because regular enemies just drop potions and you find them in chests and you get potions all the time in other games, so I would not go through them faster than I got them. But this game, yeah, going through potion downs so quickly. Potion downs, like Phoenix Downs. I'm going through Phoenix Downs so quickly, and I think it is because you can't control these characters. I think this... okay, what is going to be the best way to get there? Guess I'm just going to have to try heading east, because the east seems to be the higher side. Just trying to get up. And I think this is the first game where you have AI characters that you just cannot influence at all. Like outside of... okay, the chocobo screeching is going to get to me, so I'm going to stop for now.
Thanks, buddy.
Where on earth am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to get to this? Maybe I can walk along this segment? That was the wrong button, but it still got me forward. Oh. Am I supposed to go along that top bit? Because it doesn't seem like I can go any further this way. Okay, and then it was just here.
I could get some good shots here.
Yeah, it was not as complicated as I thought it was. I thought I would have to be up there. But obviously not. It's enough to just be down here instead.
Let me get this shot. Well, let's go and report in.
So most games in the Final Fantasy series are turn-based, so you control all of the characters equally. Like there may be one main character and that main character is the one that you move, and on the world map in the overworld, when you're walking around, like that is the character that you play as and control. But then when it comes to battle, you're issuing commands to everyone. And in 12 you could turn on the automated gambit systems, but you still could control the other two party members the same way you controlled your leader. You could tell everyone what to do if you wanted to, or set up your gambits in such a way that you didn't have to tell anyone what to do and they would just all do it according to that setup without any further or manual input. And in 13 you did only control the party leader. It was just that one and not the other two, but you still had some influence over what the other two did.
And simple.
Attack.
At the very least, in terms of the classes that they were, you could switch between the different jobs and then the types of roles that you had unlocked.
Nice. Got what we need.
So those two, I guess, will both be turned into Lestralum. Yeah. But I'm also going to... We're going to go and warp to Sid to hand over some of our items and then just warp directly to Lestralum from there. I'm just never not going to say Lestralum. Going to try and say it correctly and say Lestralum without the R, but for some reason it's just much easier to pronounce for me with the R. Yeah, 13 you could change their roles through the use of the paradigm shifts and at least control the kind of moves that they had access to, the kind of commands that were available for them to do, even if you didn't then tell them, okay, Saz, you use this ability, and Vanille, you can just leave altogether because I don't like you. Like, Vanille is probably my least favorite Final Fantasy character. Certainly the least favorite in 13. So it's like, okay, Vanille, you know what, you just leave entirely. But like Fang, like you get in here and attack. Like you can't give them specific commands, but you can give general commands. All the way back to Hammerhead. I can't even select the outpost though because it's just all so close together. And there we go, finally found the outpost. Oh, ridiculous. Yeah, most games you either controlled the entire party through turn-based commands and selecting actions from a menu or from a list and telling everyone what to do, so you had kind of like more control over the party as a whole, or you have games like Lightning Returns, or even 13.2 where it's just Sarah and Noel, where you control very few characters and then control them completely. And I guess Type 0 you could bring up to 3 people at once, so you selected which party members you wanted out of its ensemble cast of 12, and you like picked the ones you wanted, and there would be 3 at a time, but there would also be reserve members, so if one of those 3 died you could swap them out. But in that game it actually had a mission-based system, more similar I think to Dirge of Cerberus or Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, where you were given an assignment, you then went and performed that particular assignment, and you were ranked on it afterwards. Like getting different scores, and you would get like really good items, really good pieces of equipment.
Range of wares here.
Paradise for a technophile like you.
If you did get a high score, so it was well worth doing. However, one of the things you were ranked on was how many times you or your party were with you and then controlled one, even though you could switch control between them. And then the others would just run on AI, and they would think they were helpful, but they really weren't. So in that case, I prefer to play it more like Lightning Returns and just have one person and no party members. Because that way, at least you can control it completely and not have people just die on you all the time, forcing you to use your precious stockpile of restorative items. And if I have all these items and I need to use them, I want to use them on me. I don't want to use it on my friends. Like, I would just leave you to die if I could, except for I wouldn't, because that's mean, and then you would get really far behind on XP, and then you would just die even more and be even worse at your jobs than usual. But I would prefer to just focus on
Nif make this time?
the characters you
Is
control.
there nothing you lot won't pick up? Anywho, show me the parts and I'll show you serious firepower.
Oh, a Sky Gemstone. We could get that from the Chocobo Moogle Carnival. So it is worth
All
going
right.
back to that
I'll give you a call when it's ready.
to buy some more of that. However, I think there may be
Nice.
quite a few different
Hand over
things.
your weapon and I'll get to work.
Just gives it all of our junk.
Y'all brace yourself for power.
Anything else?
Oh, my aching back.
Okay, I take it that was everything then. I have to go back to the Moogle Chocobo Carnival to get that Sky Gemstone. And now that I know what it's used for, want to make sure I get it. So yeah, it is unusual to have characters in Final Fantasy, though not unheard of, as I had just worked out and realized. To have these AI characters who just do their own thing and you can't control them or rein them in at all. And it would be nicer if you could control them and if you could tell them what to do. Because what I tend to find in games is that AI characters have no sense of self-preservation. What I would prefer is if they don't even bother trying to deal combat damage, if they're not going to be able to deal a lot of combat damage, and if they just focus on staying out of the way, and at the very least not getting hurt so I don't have to keep using items on them. And there are a few games, like not Final Fantasy games, but other games where you can do that. In some of the Yiz games, like specifically Yiz Memories of Calcutta, you again have a party of 3. You only control one at a time, the other 2 are AI, but you can switch between offense and defense modes. And in offense, they will join in with attacking characters, like the enemies,
Might want to stock up on potions and stuff.
but you
Nice.
can also
You're being
send
helpful for a
them
change.
into defense
For
mode,
a change.
where they don't attack at all, so they won't help you deal any of the any damage against the mobs. They won't help you be able to cut through them. But they focus exclusively on dodging and evading, and I prefer that so much more. And it may sound strange, because it may sound like, but surely if you're being overrun by a lot of monsters, you want to deal as much damage as you can to thin the numbers and thin the herd, and then they in turn will deal less damage to you. But no, it's not the case, because the AI really isn't smart enough to deal a significant amount of damage to the monsters without taking a significant amount of damage in return. And I'm going the wrong way again, because again I am talking. So in that game I prefer a lot more for them to stay out of the way and focus entirely on just not getting hit, and that helps so much. Them just not getting hit helps so much more than them trying to help you against the boss or even just regular enemies.
Thanks again, boys. You're a great help. You had a hand in our veggies, so try whatever you like.
And then just a perfect landscape. Unless any more side quests have cropped up when I wasn't looking. No, it doesn't seem like it. And in some of the Tales of games as well. I'm not that familiar with the Tales of series as a whole, since I've only gotten into it relatively recently. The one I've played is Tales of Zestiria, but in that as well you can also toggle between different modes of attack. And you can't control the AI characters, but you can, again, just give these very generalized commands and orders, and you can tell them focus on one target, spread out across targets, attack, fall back, and you can have them play defensively as well, where they will then focus more on blocking and not getting hurt than on attacking. And it's still not a perfect system, because they still aren't always that great at knowing when to block or when to heal, because that's also something they do in defensive mode, so that they will focus on topping up characters' HP. And they still make bad decisions, and they start trying to cast a healing spell when an enemy is about to slap them in the face instead of getting out of the way. But it's better than nothing when they're trying to attack, but just...
So, how'd it go? Did you get any good shots?
I was actually trying to greet. Someone went past and waved at me. What am I supposed to be doing? Just backing out again. Okay.
Not bad, not bad. You got talent, that's for sure. My readers are gonna dig this.
What readers?
Look, I'm in the print business, okay? Maybe you've heard of my company. Meteor Publishing?
Nope. Can't say I have. Not once.
Well, you have now, so don't you forget it. Here's your pay. If you get stuck for cash again, drop on by. Maybe I'll have another job for you. The name's Vive, by the way. I'll be seeing you around.
Beep. And he does indeed have another job for us.
You kids got a minute? I got a profitable proposition for you. Another job, to be precise.
More photos, right?
Correcto mundo. On the first guess, too. I need shots of Angel Guard. Ever seen it? The funny-looking island off the coast of Galden.
Yeah, I know it.
Figures you would. Famous place, home of legends and all that. Anyway, I need a good picture of it. Take a few shots. Make it look impressive. I'll let you decide where to shoot from.
It's like this guy only has one animation, and that's fanning his face. And when the game stops him from doing that, he just has his arm awkwardly held up in the air the entire time. And it looks so stiff and unnatural. And why? Why would you just hold your hand up in that way? So this one we could do now, but we won't. We'll wait until we've made progress with Dino's quest, and then shoot the photos at the same time we turn Dino's in. Another quest has shown up. Like, I saw a question mark. Yes, I did. Why? So difficult to select. So I guess at the very least we'll go pick those up. And like, we've completed this hunt now, so we may as well turn it in. at the
You
same
think he wants
time.
to publish my photos?
Somehow, I'm thinking maybe not.
Yet he must have turned to us for a reason.
Because he knew we'd say yeah.
Yep, you guys are walkovers. Walkovers? Pushovers.
I always get the better one.
Walkovers should also be a thing though, even though it's not, because you let people walk all over you. So you're walkovers. Obviously. Doormats. That's what they are. And I'm going the wrong way again. And will this also bring me to the market? Will it loop back around? Nope, it doesn't seem like it. This place. And I can't run through it, which makes it so much worse. It's probably faster to go to this one first and then to the motel rather than the other way around. Why do people have so many quests? We have better things to do.
You boys still hunting up a storm? Say, if you have time, there's more harvesting that wants doing. Head over to the farm if you're up for it.
Was this available immediately after I handed in the other one? Or no, maybe just after handing in the wild onion one. Got stuck on the corner. Yeah, surely these adventurers do have something better to do, like especially if they're the only ones who can stop the war. Then surely you would want them working on stopping the war. Then helping people pick up vegetables. Take photos, like other people can do that.
What'll it be today? Heading out? Come back anytime you like.
Other people can take photos, like you don't need a highly specialized, highly trained group of adventurers capable of saving the world to do such menial, small tasks. Like surely you would want to free up their time for the big tasks, like saving everyone's lives. Well, apparently that's not how it works. And I'm just gonna get back to the car so that we are ready to drive off into the sunset next time we play. Though I guess we'd still need a motel first. Because night. Well, I'm not too far away from that either. And this would be a really good place to stop the episode.
Rather sultry.
So next time, rest at the motel so it's daytime again, and then we will proceed with Onward to the Disc. So that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. See you then. Bye for now.